child, I heard many stories from my aunts and uncles about how their life used to be, well, the gang life and being addicted to drugs.
I found myself in a community that had a lot of trouble of drug trafficking and gang violence. And even though I lost my friend due to gang violence, I was able to stick to my education. And thanks to Reality Changers, I was able to raise my grades into a 4.0.
I used to be scared to walk the streets of my neighborhood. Now that I'm going to college, I will be safely walking across the campus of UC Irvine.
Coming from a low-income Mexican family, education wasn't really stressed. My grandma is illiterate, and so are my grandparents. My parents only went up to 6th grade.
On my 13th birthday, my mother had told me that she wished I'd never been born.
When I was 13, my father died, and nobody in my family has ever been to college before, and being from a small town, going to college is a big deal.
Growing up was really difficult since I really did not have a father figure. Knowing about the background of my father, he was a drug dealer. My mom, she was consuming drugs, methamphetamine. During those days, I really thought that I really did not have a future. Nobody did in my family.
Growing up without healthcare made me the family's dentist, and I had to take out my brother's teeth one by one. But now I'm going to SDSU to become a dentist, not only for my family, but for my whole community.
And my biggest fear growing up was being just another high school dropout, left cleaning houses for the rest of my life. My mom didn't want her present to be my future.
My mom would always tell me not to be like her. She always told me I could do better than clean bathrooms. And so now with Reality Changers, I'm going to San Diego State.
I come from a family that makes only $10,000 a year. Now that I'm a Gates Millennium Scholar, and as long as I pursue my educational goals for the next 10 years, up to my PhD, I got a scholarship that's worth over $300,000.
Growing up, I had to stretch a bowl of beans into a week's worth of meals. Now I have a 4.5 GPA, and I am a Gates Millennium Scholar.
Growing up in Baghdad during the war, shock and awe landed in my front yard. But now that I am nearly getting a full ride to UC Irvine, I am in a shock and awe of America's education system. Thank you.
Because my parents came as refugees from Vietnam.
You know, my mom had me when she was 15 years old, and my mother and father were refugees during the Eritrean-Ethiopian War. And in 1991, during the end of the war, they ran away to Sudan in order to acquire a better education for me.
Although I was born in a Bosnian refugee camp, Reality Changers has helped me pursue the path that I always wanted to accomplish, the one that my parents could never go for. With their help and their hours of dedication to my personal statement, I am now able to go to the University of Chicago.
As a refugee from Cuba coming at a young age, I realized that I was not very motivated to going to a university. But joining Reality Changers has expanded my objectives and my interests and has encouraged me to be the first in my family to attend a university.
And before Reality Changers, my GPA was a 2.5. After Reality Changers, my grade point average was 4.1.
After joining Reality Changers, this girl who once had a 0.5 GPA is going to UC Berkeley.
But senior year, I didn't know who was going to help me in my college apps. And that's when Reality Changers came. It was like a bright light. I just knew that I was going to get help from them.
Before Reality Changers, I was oblivious to all of the little questions and details that I needed to know for the college application process. And with Reality Changers, I knew everything.
Ever since I was in the 7th grade, I found out about Reality Changers. It was another way for me to stay out of trouble and to want to go to school and to I didn't get into the program until I was in 11th grade. And now I'm a first-generation college student.
And when I was younger, I always wanted to go away to school, but I never knew the way to get there. And with College Apps Academy, they led me through the way. And now I'm going out of state to North Carolina.
I am going to San Diego State, and believe it or not, I am the first of all my families to go to college. So it's one of the biggest accomplishments in our family's history.
Before starting College Apps Academy, I thought I had the perfect essay. But after sitting down with them and having my essay looked over, I had an Ivy caliber essay, and look at where I am now.
Now, seeing those graduates in the past go to all their different schools and universities, I will be graduating myself with Gates Millennium Scholarship and will attend Villanova University as a Wildcat.
Before I got on Reality Changers, I didn't think that I was going to be able to have money to go to college, simply because of the background I come from. And once I got into Reality Changers, I felt like it gave me a shot to actually go to college.
Even though I did not have the power to choose where I come from, I can still choose where to go from there.
Before Reality Changers, I was constantly cleaning offices, not sure if I was going to attend college. After Reality Changers, I will be pursuing a business degree at San Diego State University to get paid to work in an office as opposed to cleaning one.
Without Reality Changers, I don't believe that I would have helped as many people as I did. Many of my friends have reconsidered their drug abuse and have stopped gang activity to move on and look into education and future education and look into their future.
And after 2 years of waiting on the Reality Changers wait list, I finally got in. 2 years later, I am now a Gates Millennium Scholar and on my way to my dream school, UC Berkeley, with a full ride.
I was enrolled in Reality Changers, and I thought this was like a life-changing experience for me because I actually had a chance to go to college and do something with my life.
And when I first came to this country 2 years ago, I did not speak any English. Also, my hearing loss made it difficult to me to learn the language. I had nowhere to live, so I stayed in a motorhome with no electricity and no water. Every morning at 6 a.m. I go to a local supermarket to wash up before going to school. Even though I still don't have water or electricity in my mobile home, I decided to take 6 AP classes during my senior year, and now I have a 5.0 GPA.
And as a senior about to enter a 4-year university, I was completely paranoid at the fact that I had to submit my essays to the schools that I wanted to, but because of Reality Changers, I was able to turn in my essays before 11:59 p.m., reaching the deadline of attaining my acceptance to the prestigious university, UCSD.
Thanks to Reality Changers and for helping me out with my personal statement, especially, I am now going to UCSD.
Malcolm X once said, "To have once been a criminal is no disgrace. To remain the criminal is a disgrace." In the midst of silence and darkness, my 8th grade heart is beating rapidly as I approach Innocent City property with the great arsenal of aerosoft. Cautiously surveying my surroundings, I engage in leaving my signature on the side wall of a local business facility. Finishing my delinquent deed, I race home only to arrive and witness my mother feeding my mentally handicapped 13-year-old brother. That's when it hit me. My rebellious actions and my academic ambitions cannot coexist. To provide a brighter future for my family, I had to aspire seeing my name on a college diploma instead of on interstate highways. I've been a Reality Changer since March 24th of 2009, but that doesn't compare to the hours I devoted when working on my UC personal statement essay. Thanks to Reality Changers, I will be attending the University of California, Berkeley in the fall.
Even if the skies get rough, I'm giving you all my love. I'm still looking up, still looking up. Well,